When I say Borden, you say Lizzie. Oh, wait, no, I don't. I say milk. So, optimism and pessimism. This is the calculus you can teach to a preschooler. It's always more beneficial in a society to be optimistic. Because when you're a pessimist, as I said, you only get to tell them, I told you so, and then get your ass kicked and get hated and shunned. Even if you're an ally and you're always negative, they're going to be less concerned with your opinion. Because an actual person using all their senses realizes life isn't dark. Even in a zombie apocalypse, it's not all dark. You have a situation, say. Okay, let's do this one here. Possibly, I hope. It'll sit, and I will, whatever. So you can always use something for something in an apocalypse. You say you raise your own house as if it was apocalyptic when it's messy. Just pretend you're walking into your house and trying to salvage. Maybe you really want the batteries in the group, and you want to be able to put them in series to make the Chromebook work, so you can make a plan for a water wheel that will give you all the power you need. And someone's sitting in the tribe back at home, and they don't want to give you the computer because they have some use for it, they say, and they don't say for what. But it's community property, damn it, because we're trying to survive, at least for a minute. And then we have to say, okay, well, if it's yours, it's yours. You have a better use for it, use it. Or we'll get you a better computer if you need to play your stupid game to be sane. You know what I mean? Like, there's whoever's going to use it in a group survival situation should be using it. But you walk into the house, say your own house, and you look around your counter, it's all covered with stuff. You're like, these tortilla chips are still good. We've got some stuff, and you're being optimistic. You find a pair of funny sunglasses. You put them on and make people laugh. They like you more, and therefore more willing to listen to your opinions. So if you're the guy with the batteries, who found batteries that no one sees a use for, it's like, we don't have anything that can use these. We shouldn't weigh ourselves down with those batteries, big D cells, say. Well, we can put them in series and run the Chromebook instead of having to, like, wait for a solar panel to charge a car battery like we've been doing or something. And then we can do that one bit of work that I really wanted to do using the software. Chromebook then? Well, yeah, maybe not a Chromebook. But you know what I mean, right? A simple laptop. Not a Chromebook, because that's cloud. But I don't know how they work nowadays, really. But assume you had a Linux box or something. Whatever. You got some software, you can do something with it, even if it's just writing a text file to describe it, and then or use the draw paint program to draw it. You always can do something with something. So pessimism is a very constrained decision space, and why choose it? Optimism will get you beloved and maybe protected, but don't be a fool about it. Like, unless you're really in a situation that's super dangerous, like these people are mostly apathy oriented, but your sweet little nature keeps you alive. Play the damn part to survive if they're looking to kill someone. Well, we need him for moral support. He's a mascot. We'll kill the other guy. And you're like, you can point out, this guy's being mean to me. You know, if you're really in that dark of a space. But there's always more to be gained from optimism. Even like, yes, sir, our plan is certainly going to work. We are going to fire that nuke right up God's butthole, I promise you. So you can sit there and pause for a minute and figure out how to stop your fucking boss. He's an asshole. He can get you all killed. You know, it's not going to hurt the professed bad guy in that situation, where your team thinks that you got to overthrow somebody. Will not happen. You can't take anyone's throne. It just doesn't work. So I veered off a little, but that's a good way to go off the exit a little too. So I just wanted to get that one bit out again, but this way. P equals NP because non-polynomial time is what you need to make these kinds of decisions. You have some nulls and you have some starting points, you have conditions, and you can fill in a tree based on optimal outcomes. And then you have shorter paths to follow, and you realize these are not results I need. And if you parse the data correctly by removing the negative as an outcome with that balanced ternary situation where you have a null, and then your positive is like, okay, too much of a good thing. These are two types of liabilities, negatives and positives, in a certain way. It's like, are we over-favoring something that could be better applied somewhere else? So then you have a straight line of segments and sucheries, but via social level stuff, it doesn't have to be straight line, but you're walking around a landscape and exploring it, and you need allies, you need more eyes on any problem, and that is achieved through a more positive outlook that everything you have could be used. Last example, they say when you have lemons, make lemonade. True, very patent, and almost we're deaf to it. So instead, say when your coffee's cold, turn it into iced coffee and put some mocha in it, if you have some, and then make the most of that. Is that corny? No, you have some fucking cold coffee you don't want to throw out. Use it. And therefore, you start to see that every time you're making a decision There are very few bad moves, but there are some definite bad moves that'll lead you to torture forever. So you can cut out the calculations that would take beyond the universe to solve because you're looking for something that's behind the problem. Consciousness, say. Consciousness is primary to matter. If we assume that as an axiom, we can do way better math. And that we can't use consciousness itself as a factor. We try to control it. Bad guys do this thing where they get you to give up your power because we're all equally omnipotent to a certain degree. We're sovereign over ourselves and our choices. Do I want to work for this asshole boss? And yet people convince you, well, if you quit, you won't get your disabilities or whatever the fuck they say. Your legal wranglings will fail. Well, okay, great. We're not playing a legal system here. Professional courtesy, as I said, is over. We're not going to go illegal, though, because we have laws. Laws are human, and they're like, you don't steal, you don't kill, you don't murder, you don't harm someone, and you don't just run recklessly through the road. And these laws are laws that matter. What I'm talking about legal is legalism. Like game lawyers will fuck you over all day, they think, but only if you play their fucking game. P equals NP cuts right down to some very solvable problems of how do we move forward into this decision space. Well, first, you cut off the bullshit decisions, the bullshit outcomes. And then those P equals NP problems are all reducible to polynomial, non-polynomial, to polynomial time. That's what I'm trying to say. You can solve them if you know what you're going for. I'm babbling because I'm trying to get the fuck off this. I don't want to smoke a cigarette, but not light another one on the air, so to speak. I just don't care. But if you know where you're going, the destination is finite. And the path to that destination is finite. If you don't know where you're going and you're looking for questions to ask, that's when you get that weird shit happening. So, see you later. Assume those basic solutions are already in play. What would you do with the math? I have more proof too. And there's a good backup for conscious being primary to matter.